Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. What's going on? I'm here with a dupe for a Wal-Mart wreath. Got some Dollar Tree stuff over here, but this is the wreath I'm trying to dupe. And I thought at first that this was felt, but it is like batting, and it is so much crappier than I thought it was when I first took the picture, because I actually went and picked it up and I was like, oh no. So I've got some felt. I've got the large 18-inch wreath, which I swap out later. I got my ruler, scissors, my glue gun, some masking tape. To do the 14-inch wreath, which I switched to, you need 3 sheets of felt for your wreath. You need 3 sheets of felt for your bow. And then you need something to cover the back with. So like another sheet of your wreath felt. And this video is a little broken up because I ended up kind of cutting my finger off halfway through. So I had to pause and stop hemorrhaging and then pick up again. But what I'm doing right now is marking these, the width. Is it the width? Yeah, the width. They're supposed to be marked every 2 inches. I marked them 2.5 and then I ended up with 2 on the end. So just cut them into 2-inch strips the same way I am. And this is 3 stacked on top of each other. And I'm using some really good fabric scissors to cut these with. And so I got that one and I made sure that I wasn't cutting it jagged or anything. And then here, I'm like, okay, well, if I can pick this up, I can kind of just get in here and snip that. Oh, no, okay. So I'm not going to show you guys that, but that was me just cutting through my finger, and then I put a band-aid on it, and it immediately filled up with blood. So here we are several hours later, once I am all healed and better, and I switched to the smaller frame because the big frame is just, it's so big. I don't have the best filming setup. It's just, yeah, see, those are my hands going everywhere telling you I can't do it, but I could do it. I just didn't. These pieces are 2 by 4.5 inches. You can get 12 from 1 sheet of felt. You need 36. I use 36. You might be able to get away with less, depending on how you place them. If you place them like I do, you need 3 sheets of felt. And the felt that I was using was from Create for Less. You can buy it in a pack of like 25, and they have a lot of unusual colors there that you couldn't get in a craft store. And that worked out too. It's about the same price as a Wal-Mart felt, so like 23 cents. So you figure $2 a felt, maybe less. And I'm wrapping the frame with some masking tape just to give me a base to glue on. I bought this roll of masking tape like a week ago, and I have used it so many times, I don't know how I was ever doing anything without it. And right there I was just marking the cross braces because that's where I'm going to start gluing at. I had problems trying to lay this down one right after the other because I couldn't get them to have the right angle, if you know what I mean. So I just decided, let me divide the wreath up, and then divide it again, and then divide it again, and then all my pieces will be evenly spaced. That's the best way I can figure out how to do it. You could definitely buy yardage with this, but I didn't want to deal with wrapping. I'm tired of that. Like just wrapping the masking tape around was enough for me. So see, I have them on every thing, which is there's 6 of them. So they're on every little brace. And now I'm going to go back and glue in between. I'm making sure that I line up the center section. See, it's forming a ring with the tips of the felt strips. I'm making sure those are even. See, I'm like, oh, that was me killing an ant. There's ants all over my table. There's none in my house, but they're all over my table for some reason. So if you see anything moving around, it's an ant. Okay, so now I've got 12 pieces on. And to go in between each piece, I need 2 more pieces. But I want them to overlap each other. So I need to like glue 2 down, flip 1 over, glue 2 down, flip 1 over. And I think I speed this up pretty quick because it didn't take a tremendous amount of time, but it was just, it's repetitive. Like, I don't need you to watch it. I know y'all don't want to watch it, so That's what I did. I glued 2 down, I flipped the next one over the top, and I had a little bit of time to straighten them out if they weren't perfect. And again, when you're doing this, you just kind of want to align the edge of the strips to the edge of the strips that are already there. And see, if you did cut these a little bigger, you could probably get away with using less, because they'd obviously be a little bit bigger, but the 12 strips from one sheet was really the most economical way to use the sheet of felt. So here we go. This is like, I wish I could move this fast. So this took, I think it was like six minutes. I mean, it wasn't long, it was just like repetitive, and I'm not going to include that just to have a longer video. Like, my videos are too long enough as it is already. Too long enough? What kind of language am I speaking today? It's late. Okay, so I'm kind of shingling these all the way around. Then when I get to that last one, I just lift the first one up over it. This is the back side. That's the front. Everything's nice and evenly spaced. Everything looks nice and neat. And now I'm going through and I'm just gluing the strips to the back now. And it's really just a little bit of glue. Fold it in, hold it down. There's a lot of holding in this wreath that I get tired of real quick in a minute. I'm going to show you a little hack. I don't know if it's actually a hack because I shouldn't be doing it and I don't do it often, but you know. So this is when it's all turned. I went in my office, watched a little bit of TV, watched a movie, whatever it was, and now I'm using a 4 sheet of felt to make these little pieces to cover this up, because you don't want the masking tape showing. But you could use some leftover cardboard, you could use anything. I just chose to go with the felt because I had like 80 sheets of it in front of me. And these are again the 2 by 4.5. So I'm going to finish that later. And now we're making the bow. So this is 3 sheets of cream felt. They're all nicely stacked up. And I'm very lightly putting a line to show me where I'm going to mark. And I'm going to end up with 9 3 by 12 inch pieces. When I was editing this video, I actually deleted a bunch of me just like writing stuff down and trying to figure out the math for this. So this I want to make sure that you guys see, because this, I didn't know what I was doing when I was doing this, but afterwards I was like, I don't even know how I did that, but it looks so good. I'm folding these in half and putting a line of glue to make the loops of the bow. And then I'm putting a little dot of glue in the middle and pinching it together. Okay? And then folding those edges back. So it's folded like a valley and then 2 mountains on the outside. And I've got 4 of those. Giving it a nice squeeze. Yeah, you can fold it in if you want. I just left them like that. You can manipulate them, see what you like, see what you don't. Here we go again. They're already folded in half, and now I'm folding these little tab parts back. And all this is doing is giving the bow some dimension, because the Wal-Mart bow actually, and yes, I'm holding it in my mouth, I'm sorry. The Wal-Mart bow actually had a piece of plastic inside of it to keep it all together. And now I am gluing 2 loops together to form the left side, and then I'll glue 2 more to form the right side. These look different on different sides, like the top looks different from the bottom, but you can pick which one you like. I liked it with the valley and the 2 mountains. You can do it with the mountain and the 2 valleys. If you turn it upside down. Now this is the tails of the loop, which is 2 more pieces of the 3 by 12 felt. And all I'm going to do is dovetail these edges. So I have a nice little dovetail. Put a dot of glue in the middle of each one. And then I'm just going to fold them in half. But you're not putting it around the whole edge, you're just putting a dot in the middle. And now I'm using a scrap piece of the felt to glue the left side of the bow down. And this is just as a base. I end up cutting most of this away. And then I'm gluing the right side down. Then I'm cutting away the base because I have these two secured together and secured to another piece of fabric. Now I have this 1-inch piece that's just another scrap left over, and I'm going to glue it to the back, wrap it around the front, and glue it again. And this is when I'm really tired at this point of making this wreath, so I'm going to show you my quick little hack, little tip. Cut that off. Instead of holding it, I'll bust out the compressed air, turn it upside down, hit it twice. You do it once, it'll work. That's fine. Now see, these have the little mountains on them. I'm folding one to the left, one to the right, just to get them to lay flat. And I'm hitting them with the compressed air again because it instantly sets the glue. So if you're ever in a pickle and you need to dry some hot glue really quick, there you go. Not very environmentally friendly, but it was very late at this point. And now I'm using another little scrap piece right there. Do I use that? I don't know. So see, that's immediately, as soon as you hit it with that, it freezes it, and it's done. Okay, so I didn't use that little scrap piece. I'm just going to glue the bow directly onto the tails. And I'm like, oh my god, it looks so good, because I could see it in my head, but, you know, when you see something in your head and you're like, can I actually implement that? Especially doing it with no pattern, I was just cutting, pretty much. I was like, I don't want to use more than 3 pieces of felt, hit it with the spray again. And then I didn't know where because I didn't have the reference picture in front of me. So I didn't know if I wanted it at the top or the bottom or if it was on the side. It was actually kind of off-center to the side, like that. And that's how I eventually did it. It was still glued. I glue it at the top right here, and it's still glued there. I just kind of shifted it a little bit when I hung it up. So I glued it on there, and I do spray that again. I think I cut that out, though. And if you push those loops in, because the bow is kind of big, if you push the loops in towards the knot in the center, the faux knot, it gives it a little more of a puffier look. But I was so happy with how this came out. I love that bow. I mean, I'm actually toying with the idea of making smaller versions to put on top of my presents this year. That's how much I loved it. It looks so cute. So that's it. Simple. It was what? I think it said $238 in the thumbnail as opposed to $16.98. Saved a lot of money. So if you made this far, can you like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications, follow me on Instagram? I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys Friday. Bye.